Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome back to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, this time with Secrets of Eternity as well as Astral Pack 6. And sorry if I gasp for air or sniffle, because I just finished a steam hot bowl of ramen I made, and it was pretty damn spicy, so sorry for that. I'll also be sipping water. But let's take a look at Secrets of Eternity and see what we're working with and learning from last time, even when we get like a bunch of Duelist Alliance, not last time was structures. And when we get a lot of like stuff, like I'll try to keep these brief and talk about the archetypes as always. So a bunch of purple metals as well here, as well as Super Heavy Samurai. I don't remember if we had Raid Raptors last time. Super Heavy Samurai we did, so I'm not going to talk about more about those. Raid Raptors started popping up at this point as well. Darkwing Beasts, a lot of like swarming and mostly focusing on rank ups and exit summoning. Gem Knights are here as well. I think we've seen them before as well. Infernoids, they banish stuff from the hand or graveyard to activate their effects and summon themselves. Do a bunch of weird stuff. We have more Klee stuff here as well. More Satellar Knights, couple Yosenjus. The first Necros card here as well, which we'll definitely see in the future. We'll still keep getting more Mega Monarch stuff. Unizombie here, one of the most iconic and best pieces of zombie support still, ever. And something that will definitely come up a little later when we actually start making our archetypes out of like card types. Not card types, sorry, monster types like zombies and dinosaurs, because obviously those never get like one like specific. There are like Shiranois and stuff like that for zombies, but usually it's a zombie deck or a dino deck, so we're probably gonna follow suit there as well. But we'll figure out how we want to do that in the future. The Sky Cavalry Sentry is pretty interesting. Takes level 2s though, which is obviously a little bit annoying, but something that you can work with. Pot of Riches here obviously gives us access to a plethora of good cards with the Pot of name there. And we also have Soul Transition, obviously, Soul Charge, double Trap Holes there as well if you want to play Trap Holes. We get more Burning Abyss here. Like at this point, like Burning Abyss is actually pretty good. I think I talked about it last time already, but just in case I didn't, because we only had a couple of them. Burning Abyss monsters all have the kind of similar effects where if you control a monster that's not a Burning Abyss monster, they destroy themselves as an effect, and then you can use one of their effects per turn and only once per turn, and they all have the effect where if you control no spell traps, you use puzzle limits from your hand, and then another effect, usually when sent to the graveyard. Actually, is it always? Almost always being sent to the graveyard. Then we just have a bunch of other garbage. We also have Soul Strike here if you'd rather use that for Soul Charge than Soul Transition. Both of them are pretty bad though. And then for Astral Pack 6, Tour Guide from the Underworld, obviously insanely good in a, what's his face? Burning Abyss deck, because you can just get all of them out, and also negating their effects means that they don't pop themselves, because it is an effect for them. Also more Trap Holes here. We have also Maleo here as well as the Chaos 4 dragons, We have Shadows here, representing Berserk there if you want more rank 4 stuff. More access to rank 4 stuff, Vanity's Fiend. Probably not going to be seeing that because something like that is just not too much fun to play. And then just cross out, ceasefire, some like decent spell traps, but nothing super crazy. Definitely no Duelist Alliance, but I just feel like overall just Arc 5 just has good sets overall. But with all that being said though, hopefully you enjoyed these set breakdowns, and I will see y'all in the deck building section next.
Okay, so we got Secrets of Eternity. It's a fairly powerful set overall. It's got a lot of good support for Burning Abyss. It's got a lot of good support for a lot of older strategies as well. Like we have access to a card in this set called Blaze Accelerator Reload, which is honestly kind of a crazy card for Volcanics. Other than that, I mostly ignored the rest of the set because I felt like I want to play this specific strategy because we have soul charging in this set. So I just sort of went with a burn deck. Oh yeah, we have this set also introduces a few members of like Yosenju, Necros, and Ritual Beast, which we will be seeing next week, if I remember correctly. But other than that, the set itself is not. It's fine. It's got a lot of really good cards. It introduced a few more archetypes, such as Infernoids, if I remember correctly. Or Infernoids might have been last set as well. I might be misremembering. Oh yeah, Infernoids and Raid Raptors are also in this set for the first time. There's some more Shadow support. It's a good set overall. It's a really good set. But yeah, we have Firefall, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. Has the effect of if you control a monster that is not Burning Abyss as usual, it dies. And if you don't have spells or traps, you can spell some of this card from your hand. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, or sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster on the field and banish it until the end phase. This card is really good for disruption. This card is really good on your opponent's turn as a quick effect. This is really good for your turn when you're trying to swing over something or like go around something, circumvent things. Firefall is just like a generally really good piece of like power that they get access to. Then we have a Go Golem, Golden Form, which is in here to give me access to Lava Golem. Plague Spreader Zombie, which is here for access to Synchros. Unizombie, which is a level 3 tuner, zombie tuner, with the effect of you can target one face of a card on the monster on the field and discard one card, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. You can target one face up monster on the field. Monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn, except zombie monsters. Also, send one zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. This thing is really powerful. It can immediately set up you for like level 5 plays. It can immediately set you up for like any synchro play, really. And later on, we're going to get a lot of support that allows you to just immediately go into Unizombie and immediately set up your board. And at this point in time, the game still had this fucking monstrosity, which if you happen to have in your hand, or if you happen to somehow get in the graveyard through other means like Foolish Burial, Lovable Chain, or even like had it in hand to discard for the effect, you could just immediately make a level 5. Unizombie was a level 5 synchro in one card. And it also set your graveyard up for a level 7. Because you could just immediately go into a level 7 using Plague Spreader. Sure, it would cost you like 3 cards from your hand and your normal summon. But that's still a level 7 that you could just make off of nothing. Unizombie is a really, really good tuner monster. And it still sees some play, I think, today. I'm not entirely sure. Like, back when I pretty much stopped playing around 2019, right? And at that point, Unizombie was still seeing play in decks that like playing zombies, obviously. Volcanics! Rocket adds a Blaze Accelerator card, so it adds this fucking thing. Scattershot. If you send this card, if this is sent to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by the effect of a Blaze Accelerator card, you can send 2 Volcanic Scattershots from your hand or indoor deck to the graveyard. Destroy all monster your opponent controls. So basically, you can pop your opponent's field on their turn now. On their turn! Great! Fun! Everybody loves that. Volcanic Shell. You can pay 500 life points and add a Volcanic Shell from your deck to your hand. This card must be in the graveyard to activate and resolve this effect. So, this card is going to be really useful with Blaze Accelerator because of reasons, and this thing is going to be really good for with Blaze Accelerator really because of reasons, and this thing searches for it as per usual. And then we have the fucking degenerate burn card that I wanted to play because I saw Soul Charge was in the set, so I was like, well, I'm gonna play Soul Charge. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna make sure that I can like use this for effectively just burning my opponent, punishing them for using Soul Charge. And then we have Gotham Second Call, which I'm pretty sure is in here because I was gonna play Call of the Haunted, but I never put it in. Part of Duality, which we get off of Riches, and as per usual, X-Square 3, take 1, cast special summon, can only activate once per turn. Part of Greed, again, off of Riches. Soul Charge, off of Strike. Also, Chain Strike is also off of Strike. Also, the reason why we have Volcanics in this set is because Blaze Accelerator counts as Volcanic, like archetypal support. Therefore, I have access to the archetype, right? That is how this works. It says Volcanic in here, therefore it has Volcanics in the set. So, yeah. Blaze Accelerator Reload. This card's name becomes Try Blaze Accelerator while in the spell and trap card zone. During the main phase, you can send one Volcanic card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw one card. You can only use the effect of Blaze Accelerator Reload once per turn. During the main phase, if you can banish this card from your graveyard and send one Volcanic card from your deck to the graveyard. So basically, you could fucking mill Scatter Shot or something else. Yeah. And then Wall of Disruption. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack position monsters your opponent currently control loses 800 attack for each monster they currently control. For each monster they control. Not even currently. Okay, that's. I mean, it makes sense because only during attack declaration. Zen Mayday is here for Zen mains. Double Trap Hole is to have access to trap holes, and also because like it can be kind of useful sometimes. Soul Strike doesn't matter. I'm not using this card for its effect. It's in here for having the word Soul and Strike in it. And then I'm playing Soul Transition because I originally considered like cutting this out entirely, which I probably should. But it has the effect of you control no special summoned monsters, which is fairly often. Tribute one face-up level 4 normal summoned or set monster and draw 2 cards. You can only use one of these per turn. I cannot special summon monsters the turn I activate this card. So, Volcanic Rocket, you normal summon it. Unizombie, you normal summon, you can make it a 4 immediately and just dump Lake Splitter and then have use Soul Transition on it to draw 2 cards. Can be kind of useful. Which like sets up your graveyard and then also like, this can be played. I think getting rid of it might be better for consistency overall, but considering that I have fucking Duality and Greed and Volcanic Rocket in here and even Volcanic Shell, I'm not too worried about consistency at this point. Yeah. Lava Golem can contribute 2 of your opponent's monsters and special summon it. If my opponent happens to be playing, somehow be playing towers, I can out towers. If my opponent happens to be playing anything that is too big for me to swing over or too big for me to destroy because I don't have scatter shots anymore, I can use that. And so on. Then we have True God from the Underworld, which is just meant to be summoned and fetch Farfa or itself, and then go into a Dante, and then use Dante to mill cards, which is not exactly what I want to do, because I don't want to lose scatter shots, like no matter what happens. Since if I do lose scatter shots, I can't really recover them with the deck that I have. Unizombie, their copy Polymerization for access to Blaze Phoenix. Bottomless Ceasefire for more burn, because 500 damage off of each monster your opponent controls is pretty big. This can be like 2,500 at worst. Especially against like if my opponent happens to be playing Burning Abyss or Cleese again. Because again, Cleese can be like they can also flip the board. There's also a few other archetypes in this that had a lot of good swarming, right? Painful Palace. Big yawn. There's also Shadows to a degree. Shadows will also have like a few cards on the board. And doesn't really use my normal summoner spell summon or anything like that. So that's pretty good. Well, we have Traptrix Chapel Nightmare, which is in here because of, again, stuff like Construct, stuff like Winda. Well, Winda not so much because Winda doesn't use an effect. It doesn't have an effect. But regardless, Construct for the most part. There's also Dante as a threat. There is Virgil, if Virgil happens to be something that Weebfox can play. Because fuck this fucking card is gonna be the end of me. But yeah. Then we have Blaze Phoenix, the Burning Bombardment Bird, which has the requirements of 1 machine type and 1 pyro type monster, which is why we're playing fucking Zen mains and Darkstrike Fighter. Has the effect of once per turn during your main phase. You can inflict 300 damage to your opponent. This card for each card on the field. This card cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. So it can basically burn for presumably 2.1 if you're lucky. 2.1 thousand when you summon. It can be kind of good. And I'm not playing like multiples of it, mostly because of the fact I don't think I'm gonna be getting access to Zen mains every time I want to use it. If the Volcanics somehow had a like if this thing was a machine or this thing was a machine, it would be a lot better. I would probably play more copies and even have the polymerizations in the main deck, but I do not. I don't have a need for that. Drag Fighter, again, tribute this thing deals damage equal to the level of the monster tributed times 200. Manifest Force, if this card synchro something, you can activate the appropriate effect depending on the non-tuner monster used as synchro material. A normal monster allows you to make this card unaffected by other card effects until the end of this turn. And effect monsters, you can target one, if an effect monster was used, you can target one other card on the field, a face-up card on the field, and negate the target's effects, and like permanently. Your opponent chooses one monster they control and gives control of it to you, but it cannot attack this turn. And then Rockstar, Virgil, we went over this last week. Dante, detach 1 mil 1 to 3. Acid Golem is in here for the ability to just swing for ludicrous amounts if it happens to come down to it. Sky Cavalry Centauria is a rank 2, which allows me to use scatter shots with Soul Charge, and also Plague Spreaders with scatter shots with Soul Charge to make a rank 2 that cannot be swung over. It will be a shame if this effect does not actually have any utility, which I imagine it will not. And the reason why that is because of the fact that this set has a way to splash Farfa, and Farfa will just fucking get rid of this thing. Same with Zen mains. I think both of these cards suffer from the problem of, oh, well, I'm gonna tour guide and I'm gonna summon Farfa, and I make a rank 3 attach, and then I'm gonna fucking banish this thing. The fact that tour guide isn't the side set is really strong. Like this card, we're really starting to see why this card is so good, or was so good. So yeah, then you have Zen mains. As per usual, the card cannot be destroyed by effect twice per turn or twice in total. And then if you use this effect even once this turn, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. And that about does it. I think overall, this set has not the highest power level. Like obviously we have like in our format, we have really high power level. We have really high level of consistency in this set. But like actually, if you just remove all the cards that are from legacy support, so let's just fucking like ignoring volcanics being like a support, if you just like do this, the set isn't that strong. The set is like fairly relevant in terms of power level. But a lot of the cards that were introduced did end up seeing play. Volcanic saw some play because of Blaze Accelerated Reload. Infernoids end up seeing like a lot of play. I imagine we'll be playing Infernoids at some point when we get access to something like Reasoning, which I think would happen in a gold set. Because that's the only way I can really see is getting access to Reasoning and Infernoids, but we'll see. And then there was also, well, there's more Gem Knight support in this. Gem Knights get a lot of good support in this set, specifically for the burn strategy that exists, which is really weird because don't really know what they were thinking. Printing fucking Lapis Lazuli like this. This thing is like, who among you thought this was a good idea? You can send one Gemini monster from main deck to the graveyard, and if you do, it's like 500 damage for each Spell monster on the field. Like this kind of stuff is the fucking end of is gonna be the end of people. Is gonna be the end of Yu-Gi-Oh. There's also another one that burns. I might be misremembering right now, though. It's the one that is used. Is it this one? I swore there was one that did damage according to the level. But yeah, it's probably Lapis Lazuli with with Master Diamond that is for the burn strats. Considering that it's from each player's spell summon. So if you only have 4 spell summon monsters and you somehow practice 4 times, which is possible because you can have Master Diamond and you can use this thing. This thing is harder to proc 4 times because you would need to use this thing, but still, you can do it. I haven't actually ever done the Gemini burn, but yeah. I think this set will be fairly cool, fairly fun overall. So yeah, that about does it. Good luck with the games.
Welcome back, guys and gals, and here's what we're playing today. So we're playing BA. I think it's just a perfect opportunity because apart from the trap holes, we don't really have access to super great traps in this set. And obviously setting traps is not what we want to be doing when we're playing BA. But we also have access to just a bunch of insanely powerful spells thanks to the stuff in the set. So all of that alongside getting Tour Guide from the Underworld, who's otherwise like really hard to access because of the name. Because we get that from the Astral Pack. I feel like it's just a perfect time to be playing BA. And this is also like one of those archetypes and decks that I've always really wanted to play. We already saw Jeexx play it a little bit in the past, but I'll like really briefly because my deck breakdowns I've noticed have been really long lately, so I'll try to like cut them back to like 10 minutes tops, because I feel like that's like the perfect length. So all of our main deck Burning Abyss monsters have the same things where if you control a Burning Abyss monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, if you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, they destroy themselves. And then if you control no spell traps, you can spell summon these cards from your hand, or you can use their secondary effect. All of them can be spell summoned from your hand if you control no spell traps. And then they have the second effect, which is usually being sent to the graveyard, but some of them have like, they have their graveyard effects. But almost all of them just have the effect when sent to the graveyard. If sent to the graveyard. And you can only use one of them. So you can either special summon them or use their usually sent effects. Let's take a look at what we have in the deck though. We have Pot of Riches and Soul Transition. We don't care about either of these. These are here to give us access to Pot of Greed and Soul Charge. And these two, we already know what they do. 3 Pot of Greed and 2 Soul Charge, third one in the side. We also have Pot of Avarice here in the side if we feel like a bunch of stuff is going in the grave that we actually would rather get back to our deck. As for the actual deck itself, actually, since we covered everything else here, let me talk about the spells. Well, obviously, we know MST, Level Lifter. You can send a monster from your hand to grave to target up to face monster you control. Until then, blah, 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 blah. None of this matters. All of our stuff that we get sent with this is level 3. It's literally here as filler. As you can see, we have 42 cards. We have 21 clean. It's there as filler to meet the quota. And it's essentially just like a spell that says, send a monster from your hand to a graveyard. We can get their send effects that way, which is not the worst, but still a card that we're definitely setting out for games 2 and 3. Obviously, same thing with these two. Well, a disruption, kind of the same thing. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack poison monster your opponent controls lose 800 for each monster they control. And the attack loss is permanent, but still, like stuff like this it's not worth it to run. This is only here for game 1 to meet the quota. And finally, Mischief of the Gnomes. This turn reduce the levels of all monsters in each player's hand and by 1. And then you can banish this from your graveyard to do the same thing once again. And this is here to mostly maybe screw over some of Jeexx's XZ's plays, or if you're playing Synchros, then those. But this is also means that we can use our level 3s to make Sensoria. But once again, another card that we're definitely deciding out of. Then let's start talking about our VA cards. So first we have Farfa. Once again, they can all be, they all have the same lines of text where they destroy themselves if you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, and they give you spell summon from your hand if you control no spell traps. So I will only talk about their last effects, which for Farfa, if it's sent from the sent to a grave, you can banish a monster on the field until the end phase. For Kagna, who is probably the worst out of the BA monsters, I would say, being sent to a graveyard, you can send a Burning Abyss spell trap from your deck to the graveyard. The ones that we have access to don't have graveyard effects, so it's deck thinning, but we don't necessarily want to get rid of this. This is the worst one, which is here because it's a BA name for us to help us also meet the quota, but probably something that we will side out of in the few further games. Then we have Liebig. If sent to a graveyard, you can spell summon a level 3 Dark Fiend monster from your hand, but its effects are negated. So it gets us the tour guide summon, but obviously only from hand. But still some extension, which is neat. Then the stuff that we have had access to before. We have Rubik, who has the spell summon effect and also the condition. Doesn't have a send effect, but instead it's a tuner, so this can make Virgil. Then we have Sir, who, if sent to a graveyard, target a Burning Abyss monster in your graveyard except a Sir, and special summons it. Doesn't negate also, which is neat. Graph, who when, I keep saying when, it's, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so awkward because of this. If sent to the graveyard, special summons a Burning Abyss monster from your deck and doesn't negate it either. So Graph can summon something, then if you use those for XZ's plays, detach it, you still get their send effects, which is really good. Then we have a Scar, which is the one exception to the rule of the others having like, okay, if it's sent, do this. And instead, if this is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, at the end phase, you can add a level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, but it can't add a Skarm. Then we have a single Alec. We have 2 more in the side as well. These are stuff that we're siding in for the for stuff like Kagna and the filler cards. And Alec negates monster effects on the field for the rest of the turn. And then we have Calcop, same thing, 2 more in the side to side into. If sent from the center of the grave, you can target a set spell trap on the field to return it to the hand. Then we have just a bunch of, we also have 2 Firelike of the Burning Abyss, third one in the side, which is the only trap that we actually want to be playing, which sends 2 Face of Burning Abyss monster from you control to the graveyard, obviously gets their send effects, and then lets you pop up to 3 cards on the field. Really good value, especially if you can get the send effects, and obviously if you're using this on your opponent's turn, when you use their special summon effects on your turn, for example, really good. The other trap that we have in the side, we have Traveler and the Burning Abyss, where you target any number of Burning Abyss monsters in your graveyard that was sent at this turn and special summon them in defense position. You can only use one of them. It's decent. It's here because I guess I'll talk about that when we cover the rest of our side. We have 3 traps to stack Horrible Nightmare, where a monster spell summon on the turn activates effect on your opponent's field. You negate the effect and pop the monster. Oh, it's pretty good. We've seen it before. And then obviously the 3 Tour Guide just gets us, on our normal summon, gets us a special of any of our BAs from the deck. And because they get negated, they don't pop themselves. And then they still have access to their send effects. It's just incredible in BA. And something that we will definitely side in. The siding plan for this deck is pretty simple, because Pot of Riches, Soul Transition, the 2 copies of Kagna, the 3 copies of Level Lifter, 2 copies of Wall of Disruption, and the Mischief of the Gnomes, those already give us 11 cards out of the 15 that we will always go into. So it's literally, I'm always siding in the BA stuff from here, Tour Guide, the 3rd copy of Soul Charge, Firelike, and then it's like, okay, how do I want to do the last 2 slots for these 3 cards? But deciding for this is going to be like really nothing, just do this. For our extra deck though, Runa's Pendulum Dragon we cannot summon. It's cool though. But what we can actually summon, Sky Cavalier Century, is only by using gnomes. And it is a wall if we need it. Can be destroyed by battle while it has material at the end of the damage step. If this card battle an opponent's monster, you can detach 1 to return the opponent's monster to the hand. But you can also just sit on it and wait for your opponent to actually need to use effects to remove it. But what we will actually be summoning, we have Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Obviously Jeexx showed this off already. But what it does, once per turn, you can detach 1 to mill 3. It's 1 from the 3, we will always mill 3. Then it gives Dante 2500 attack, because it gets a 1500 boost. And then if it attacks, it is change to defense position at the end of the battle phase. And then if this card is sent to a graveyard, you can target a Burning Abyss card in your graveyard except this, add it to your hand. And obviously if it says except this, not except Dante, which means if you have 2 Dantes, they can just cycle each other. So you will never run out of Dantes, which is very good. Then the other card that we actually want to be summoning here is Virgil, Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. 1 tuner. It's completely generic, level 6. You can only control 1 of them though, and once per turn you can discard a Burning Abyss card to target a card that your opponent controls or in their grave to shuffle it back into the deck. And then if it's destroyed by battle card effect and sent to a graveyard while on the field, you can draw 1. And if it's sent, you can only use once per turn, but it doesn't matter because you can only control 1 of them, so it's not really relevant. If you use it, then gets something like that back, then obviously, like with Traveler and the Burning Abyss, then okay, you can't use it again, but it doesn't really matter. Down to Travelers, you can have as many you want. For Virgil, you can only have 1, and we are summoning a lot, so just in case we want to do multiple synchro plays in a turn, we also have Metaphys Horse here. Also generic, if it's synchro summoned, you can activate the appropriate effects depending on the non-tuner monsters use synchros, which means that we're only always getting this one, where you can target a face-up card in the field to negate it permanently, which is not bad. Obviously, we'd rather go for Virgil, but if we are doing multiple synchro plays, which pretty unlikely, because obviously Rubik is our only tuner here, then we can go for that. But even if we have, like, we might even still, like, if we have chance to do them, like, we'd rather go like 2 Dante, 1 Virgil. But like Dante, Virgil, and Horus, not a bad play at all. But yeah, I think that is it. I'm very excited for this one because, like I said, like Burning Abyss is one of those decks that I've wanted to play for a long time, and I feel like the game plan is pretty simple. It's super consistent. Like, it's still a like playable rogue deck to this day, which is insane. I think this is the first set of 2015, so it's like literally 10 years ago this set came out, and that had most of like these guys. Five was like the as like relevant one because obviously we had like the good stuff like Seraph, even Skarm, like we had them before, and like Torguide obviously we already had, but like 10 years later and Burning Abyss is still like relevant, I guess. Playable is what I would say, and obviously back in the day it was really good, and it gets even better like with PK Fire and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm very excited to see what we can do with the deck, and also very excited to see what Jeexx has cooked up, because last time he played like a pretty Burning Abyss heavy deck, so I don't think he would be playing Burning Abyss again, so it'll be interesting to see what he has cooked up. So we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns, and I will see y'all in the dueling zone next. That was a weird hand turn. What is up, ladies and lads, and welcome back to History Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, this time with Secrets of Eternity?
Secrets of Eternity.
I was like, is it Eternity or Eternities? But Secrets of Eternity as well as Astral Pack 6, which we are getting close to getting rid of Astral Packs, and I think it's the penultimate tournament pack, and then it's literally just, is it OTS, something like that?
Yes, which I think are still going on.
Yeah, exactly. So the penultimate set, unless they come up with some deranged stuff to replace that with, but given that I think they're at like 15 or something like that, probably
it's not happening.
Yeah,
it's much easier just to do the same series.
Yeah, and I mean it doesn't really make sense anyway, so to change at this point. So probably we'll keep going with that. But that is what we're doing today. We haven't thought of the podcast section at all, but it's better that way because now we can wing it and not have something like, okay, we need to shoehorn this in and end up with a 2.5 hour episode. Smile. Because it was funny that the first time we were like, oh, this was a fast one, so I guess we'll add this in here, and we're like, okay, we'll actually, this was pretty fun, we'll keep doing these in episodes where they make sense. And immediately the following one is like, yeah, this was already hella long, let's just throw in like 35 more extra minutes afterwards.
I mean, it just happened like that.
Yeah, and
sometimes it happens.
Dog, this hand is some piss.
Dog, this hand is fucking sick.
This might be one of the worst hands that one could actually open, which pretty swag money.
Yeah, that's kind of impressive, you know. It's
especially in this this deck. But
bro,
I'm just setting 2 back row and passing.
Bro didn't even do the cool thing, which is I activate Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 2 cards.
Go for it.
And then I would like to activate Pot of Greed, which allows to draw 2 cards.
I can see why you said like your hand was pretty sick.
I would like to activate Pot of Duality to oh my god, banish 3 cards to add to my hand.
I wonder which one.
Pot of Greed. Oh, not that. No, not that one. Not that one. Not this one.
Just Pot of Greed. Say, like, I'm pretty sure I know what you're adding. You're playing Blaze Excel.
Sorry about it.
You're actually playing Bird. That's pretty funny.
We're actually playing Bird.
I mean, we do have the bomber bitch, bombastic bombaclad bitch bird. We have that, so.
And there's also like this thing is in the set, which means that you are incentivized to use your life points. So I think this, I'm gonna shuffle my deck. Yes, there we go. And then I would like to activate Pot of Greed to draw 2 cards.
Yep. Well, whatever happens, my opponent activated 3 pot of geese in their first turn, so I think at this point, if you somehow lose this game, like, that is going to be embarrassing.
It's gonna be actually fucking embarrassing.
Imagine firing off Pot of Duality and 3 Pot of Greeds, turn 1, and then losing the game.
I'm gonna be very impressed when I manage this.
Especially with how my opener was. Oh, this bothers me. I'm gonna do this instead.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
For whatever reason,
thinking
the classic mode automatically doesn't have choose zones.
Yeah.
Picked. I guess it's because like there's probably nothing that matters for columns in the error. I don't know why, because it's not the same unless you pick the classic mode. So I don't know. That's weird.
I would like to special summon
Go for it.
Farfa, and then I would like to normal summon Farfa, and I'd like to overlay both Farfas for a Dante. And I would like to detach Farfa to do nothing except mill 3. And then I would like to increase my... Bro, that's unfortunate.
Double rocket is...
Double rocket is unfortunate. And then I would like to increase Dante's attack by 1.5 and swing with Dante for 2.5.
Yep.
Yep. Then end of battle, Dante defense. And then I would like to set... Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna. Am I gonna?
Gotta keep it open for future Burning Abyss plays. Burning Abyss also makes sense because, like, you know, you're playing Burn and then there's Burning Abyss.
Yep. I would like to go to end phase. I have 7 cards in hand. I would like to discard not Burning Abyss, place for the zombie in end phase.
Sure. Alrighty then, chat room.
Well,
this is going great. We're only drawing good cards here.
Hell yeah.
Go.
Okay. Stand by main. Dante to attack. Detach. Mill 3. I choose to not activate the effect of Farfa. Don't look at my graveyard. Don't look at my graveyard.
One card that's clear. That was a funny mail because it's like, okay, one card that's clearly filler there to meet the quota, then the dead card to give you a soul charge, and then a dead card that.
No, I assure you, soul transition is in this for a reason.
Yes, I'm sure. Of course, it's.
I assure you. I have cards in this deck that are intended for just that.
I'm sure, man. Like Soul Charge.
I would like to attack with 2.5k Dante now.
Honestly, it's whatever. I'll just take slightly less here. So I'll take 1700 instead.
Dante to defense. Then I would like to set, and also.
You found a way to get artifacts in here somehow?
No, I assure you.
Let's find out. The middle one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes, it is my soul transition.
Play multiples of that? That is...
I assure you, normal summon rocket into soul transition. It works. And there's also Unizombie, which I have in my deck, which I can use to set it up as a level 4 on your turn. I was not originally intending to play Burning Abyss until I was like, Burning Abyss actually works really well because Firefly is a fucking good card. Oh man.
It sure is. I'm excited to I guess that doesn't matter. I'm excited to eventually when we actually make when it feels appropriate, when we actually make zombies an archetype, actually getting to play zombies is gonna be cool. I guess none of this shit really matters. Lost connection. Awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're back. We're back.
we're so fucking back. Sucks because slightly too much. It's whatever. We'll special summon out a Sir.
Mm-hmm.
We will also special out the greatest of all, Kagna.
Okay. Then I would like to respond to this summon
Yep.
using Blaze Accelerator Reload.
Yep.
And I would like to use its effect immediately. To discard from my hand a Volcanic Scatter Shot
Yep.
and draw a card. Then I would like to activate both effects of Volcanic Scatter Shot. First, the one to deal 500 damage to you, and then the one to send 2 Volcanic Scatter Shots from the deck or hand to grave. So first, we mill 2 and pop all of your monsters.
Sure.
And then you take 500.
That I already took.
Okay, and then both of the triggers for Volcanic Scatter Shots happen.
Yep.
Which is another 1,000. And then I would like to activate Chain Strike to deal 1.2k more.
All right.
And yeah, cool.
Oh, I got nothing more for that. Scatters are gone. It's gone. I guess. Actually, yeah, that was a misplay. I should have done that instead. We will set a card, and I guess it doesn't matter. Go.
All right then. Stand by me. Normal summon Unizombie. Soul Charge.
Yep.
And I am going to make Dark Strike Fighter.
All right.
And I will summon out all 4 of these and take 4,000 damage. Then I will use the effect of Unizombie, targeting Plague Spreader, to send from my deck to the graveyard a zombie monster to increase its level by.
So don't you get one of the rockets because obviously it's win,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's still like you have no other stuff, so one of them you still get.
I think I get both because they both get summoned at the same time, and there's nothing else that happens, so they trigger at the same time.
Oh, okay. I always thought like you can't have like simultaneous effect and everything goes on the chain. But
it's because the summon trigger is weird. Summon trigger and attack trigger both work differently from like when a monster effect is activated, for example. Because when a monster effect is activated, specifically in that window after the effect, like activation has happened. And then I make Dark Strike Fighter.
Yep.
And I would try to tribute Dark Strike Fighter for 1.4k burn.
Yep. I have nothing that I can do to that. Well, I mean, you had literally the best opener that one can have. I opened essentially a dead hand, so nothing we can do there. At least now I get to side out the 12 cards that I.
Did I special summon Dante on turn 1?
I'm not sure, but like with my opener, it doesn't matter. I know like Pot of Duality stuff. Right. I don't think you did, but even if you did, I don't think it would have mattered. But right. I'm pretty sure it was your turn too. I think you literally just actually, I mean, we can check the vote, but it doesn't matter. It's whatever. Like, it's whatever. If you did, then sure. Jeexx broke rules, but that's.
I'm sorry.
At this point, like that's how the cookie crumbles. Almost every episode we have someone, breaking rules, but that's part of the agenda at this point. But yeah, let's go side for game 2, and we are back with a lot of changes. But yeah, we checked, and Jeexx did in fact do a little bit of cheating by specialing out Firefly and also overlaying into Dante, but I don't think it would have mattered on the long run. So it is what it is. Stuff like this happens sometimes, so we'll be fine with it, as we will also be fine with me actually opening a pot of greed this time.
Is it time?
I mean,
hell yeah.
Prepare for trouble and make it double. No, I'm
You
not
might not be playing
as talented as you are, unfortunately, but we're still.
And I kind of imagine you probably don't want to play duality if you're playing B.
Yeah, yeah, I can disclose I am not playing duality. Well, let's. I mean, no point doing much else, I think. The only thing that I wonder is. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we'll just special summon and Alec, and we will also normal summon. That's actually interesting. Honestly, sure. We'll normal summon out. And second copy of Alec.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna overlay these two. You'll never guess what I'm overlaying for.
Wait, you normal summoned, right?
Yeah.
Normal summoned the second copy. Just check.
Yeah, that's why I was pondering, because it's like obviously you can only special summon one of them per turn.
Yeah.
So it's mostly there. So I have some negation. We'll overlay for Dante. Actually, in defense, because I think
you can't attack or go into battle phase, so you can't turn back into.
Yeah, exactly. And the obviously I can still get the mills, but I think I don't care about that right now. So we'll simply wall up with a Dante and call it there.
Stand by main. Let's see.
Oh yeah, these are, if this is sent. Yeah, it's. I wanted to make sure if it's sent and not sent from the field.
Correct. I would like to normal summon volcanic rocket.
Yep.
To add to my hand a blaze accelerator reload. Then I would like to set 3.
Would you like to take those back in your hand and shuffle your hand before you set them? Because for whatever reason, saw where you, yeah. Now, I don't know why sometimes, because sometimes I feel like when you add stuff from the deck to the hand, it shuffles, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. That's odd.
Yeah, just so I don't like know. It's like, okay, I know which one is the.
Yeah. But I think I will just have to sit there and wallow in my own misery.
Oh, the misery.
Everybody wants to be.
Now this is interesting because reload sent one from hand to grave and then drew you one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it's in the graveyard during the end phase, I can banish it and add a volcanic to my hand.
Yeah, that I remember that. I mean, this is definitely going to attack. I'm mostly just wondering how greedy do I want to be, and I don't think I want to be very greedy. I think we will take it slow. I will. You can. Okay, so I don't need 2. Remind me again, if an like let's say Dante dies, the materials also get sent. Do they trigger their send effects?
Yes, they do.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to make sure, because I don't. There's obviously nothing that I care about negating right now, but I would like to get my mill, so I will use this, but I will elect to not use Alleg's effect here, just in case something happens. So, well, mill 3. We got a Scarm, so during the end phase, we'll add a card to hand, an MST, and a Farfa.
Would you like to use the Farfa?
I think I would rather not, as much as giving you things to your deck would be very funny.
What do you mean?
I get, it doesn't.
It doesn't
actually,
come. It doesn't get chance summoning.
But no, I would rather not. I will instead take my chances in beating over it. So I will attempt to swing Dante over Rocket.
Yep, that is fine.
For 600, and then Dante goes to defense at the end of the battle phase. And we'll go main 2. And sure, we'll go end phase and we'll resolve the effect of Scarm. So Scarm adds a level 3 Dark Fiend, except another Scarm. You wanna guess which one I'm adding?
Tour guide.
I actually think I'm getting. I guess it doesn't really matter in this case.
So the reason why we would go tour guide is because when you summon tour guide, you can summon any of them, and then you can use that effect.
Yeah, the thing about tour guide, what is nice is because obviously you don't need their specials. Actually, because I honestly, this is going. I think I will do this. I did initial plans, but then my hand and realized that I actually think I'd rather do this. And then we will. Then we'll go discard since I have cards in my hand, and we will pitch Sir, and Sir will get out. I guess we'll grab Actually, yeah, Scarm is the biggest thing.
But you can get Scarm from tour guide, and you can get both of them from tour guide. So.
Yep.
I guess the question is if you want Scarm just to be a wall here, which would make sense because actually, but Farfa also goes even.
Yeah, I'm literally because it doesn't matter which one I'm getting because like I don't think it like the only card that it matters like for your non-extra deck style. I'm assuming is Rocket, and Rocket cannot beat over either of them. And honestly, I think. I mean, you're not gonna go. Honestly, I think Scarm gives me a little bit more. It's bigger, which doesn't matter, but at least like this way, if you want to deal with my board, I get something else there. So
yep,
that's gonna be what I do, and then it's back to you.
Standby main. Whoa.
It's still a pretty good, like, but obviously that's assuming you have Scattershot in your hand, which you've only drawn 8 total cards counting your. You had 43, right? Yeah. You had, or like, did I? But no, I had 42. You had 43. So there is the chance, but. And obviously I have the tour guide, so.
Yeah.
I have some ways to get back into it, assuming you don't have a trap hole for whatever I try to do with that then.
This is one of those moments when I'm looking at my board and thinking to myself, fuck, imagine if I had just this one card right now. That would be so nice. But unfortunately, I do not have just that one card right now.
I bet it would be nice.
Man, I am going to normal summon. Tour guide from the underworld. I
Seems
would
pretty
like
good.
to activate the effect of tour guide from the underworld
Mhm.
to special summon a Firefly.
Yeah, well, it's Karma far from the age-old question.
Hmm?
But this gets obviously rid of the mats
Yeah.
on Dante, so I think
And
it's
then
the right play.
I will summon Dante.
Yep.
And then I would like to
Detach Firefly. Or are you doing something else first?
don't want to detach for effect because of the fact that if I do detach for effect, it's gonna put me in a situation where the effects might not trigger and I might hit cards that I don't want to hit. So I'm simply gonna pop Blaze Accelerator Reload
Yep.
and a Blaze Accelerator Reload.
Fair
And
enough.
then I would like to activate the effect of Blaze Accelerator Reload, which I think counts as the activation itself, so it's still just Chainlink 2. So just for reference.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I would do this just like that I could use this thing, but now that I think
You
about it,
literally
is this worth
just
it?
pop
Yeah,
it
it's
these
fine.
more to get more burn.
Yeah, it's now 1.2.
Yep. So
And
I will
then
take 12 hundo.
yeah, and then I discard from my hand a Volcanic Scatter Shot, and I draw a card, and then Volcanic Scatter Shot effect, then Volcanic Scatter Shot second effect.
Yep.
To
I'm assuming you're
send...
sending the other two as well. I'm just waiting to.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, I am.
So I will take that all right here.
There you go, and I would like to pop your field.
Yep. So I'll actually leave this as the top one, so it's easier for me. I will send this. I guess it doesn't really matter, but we'll do this anyway. So obviously I'll negate Dante, and then I'll have the search for score.
Yeah.
At least this way we
Now
circumvent a little bit of damage.
Now I'm gonna activate the effect of Dante for cost.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I am going to cry myself to sleep tomorrow.
Me personally, I like seeing those sends.
I mean, pass.
Alrighty, and then interface. Let's get
Scarm.
Scarm.
That is unfortunate.
And actually, we can still do this. I'm just now realizing, because I didn't realize it in the moment, but because obviously we're both used to running Phoenix Rhino Warrior with tour guides, but you summoned Farfa with the tour guide, so now I can make sure the negation is okay. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to make sure, because I'm just so used. It's every time you see tour guide, it's with Phoenix Rhino Warrior obviously stopping the pops. So I wanted to make sure, like this, by the way, the negation, the being popped is an effect, right? Like conditional effect. So okay,
it's not a state-based effect because you can negate it, which is weird because it's a state-based effect in the sense that it does not start a chain, but it can be negated.
Perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, it's annoying regardless.
I was hoping to hit something.
Oh yeah,
I didn't attack with Dante actually. I'll just swing for that. Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, I should have said that you actually missed that since you cheated your way into victory in the first one. But I'm feeling generous, so it's whatever. I'm trying to think, what am I going with these? We'll get Graph with the Scarm.
Yep.
I'll stand by main. And then. Now this is where it gets interesting. Because Farfetch is there. So I lose something, but it's only until the end phase. I still think it's probably the best. Was the floating effect? It was a add it to your hand.
Yeah. And I can't
So-
special summon it because I control spell traps.
Yeah. And so basically,
Nothing. Basically, it doesn't do anything.
yeah, it just gets you a Firefly next turn.
Yeah. Which is probably not even worth one.
I mean,
Honestly, the main point of having the Dantes have the Return of Burning Abyss to your hand is specifically to loop Dantes.
This is always happening first, so we'll start with the normal tour guide. And I don't actually think I care about that myself, so I think I will actually grab a... The second one is future stuff, so I will actually grab a Seer.
Yep.
And then we will overlay these two. Get out our second Dante. Then we will... I guess I fucked up with that because obviously I can't use that anymore, so it's kind of whatever. We'll special summon a Rubik and a Graph.
Yeah.
And then it's going into... Yeah, I'm definitely doing this.
I hate Rubik so much.
Why?
The fucking fact that it doesn't have the same formatting.
Oh yeah, because the
drives me
formatting is
crazy.
different. Yeah, yes, that's fair. But yeah, we'll go into Virgil with these.
This thing is an actual banger of a card, actually.
It's a really good one, like genuinely.
Yeah.
I'm losing something anyway, but I think right order of business here is we will do Dante first, because this way we can get Sir. So Sir Knave, so yeah, it's whatever. I'll send that. I'll mail 3. Actually, no, Sir happens first, right? So
no, Sir is a cost, so you just resolve Dante real quick
perfect.
and then Sir activates.
Then that works out better. This, well, there are no set spell traps, so that doesn't matter. We have Liebig, where we can grab something from our hand, which is actually pretty funny. And also a Graph, which
does not activate because you special summon one this turn.
Yeah, Graph doesn't matter, which it would have been crazy. So then Dante, we have Dante 2.5, and then we have the only one that matters, which is Liebig, which it's Liebig, and then we get the special. Honestly,
you haven't normal either, so you can get.
Oh, I normal tour guide.
Oh wait, no, yeah, true. You're right. I forgot.
All good. No, I'm just wondering because one of my things will get banished, so Dante doesn't have hard ones per turns. So I'm mostly thinking
you want more
is it worth it to go into Dante, another Dante here? Because I mean, you're definitely bouncing one of the Dantes.
Yeah, because it means you would lose out on the most materials.
Yeah. Because like both of them will have one. If I summon out one.
Yeah.
I still think it's worth it. You have 2 cards in your hand. You need to get rid of your Blaze Accelerators to access your Burning Abyss cards, so I think it's still worth it. So we'll special summon out this Rubik from my hand, and it gets negated. Obviously, the easy pick for me would have probably been to go into another Virgil, but unfortunately, you can only control one of them. Yeah. And since the effects of... I haven't used Farfa this turn, and I haven't used Skarm this turn. I guess Skarm is the one that makes the most sense to summon off Sir. So we'll get out Skarm. And now this is where you drop Nibiru on me.
Nib. Yep.
Big Nib. And sure. We'll overlay these for another Dante. Then we will use obviously Skarm. for this Dante. Gives Libic, which we've already used, Pot of Greed, and a Scarm, which happens anyway, so that doesn't matter. Both my Dantes are 2.5k, and I mean, I guess the logical part is to swing with Virgil, because otherwise whichever one I'm swinging with. Actually, no, everything is 2500, so no, yeah, you're circumventing damage, yeah, so every time I'm swinging with Virgil first,
Yeah.
so
And
1500.
Virgil also has the benefit of being like honestly, I should probably remove Virgil purely because you can use Virgil for more things this turn still, because you can still fuck up my board, for example. But because of the fact that like I want to minimize damage I'm taking, I'm gonna banish the Dante with the
Yep, it's until end phase,
Rubicon.
so I'll simplify it by pin it there. Well, obviously
Yep.
this Dante goes in for 2500.
Mhm.
Then it's main 2, and if actually, honestly, sure. We'll set a couple cards, end phase, Dante comes back, and I will get it back in defense. And oh yeah, this one.
You cannot have it be in defense.
Does
It comes in the same state that it was. It's not summoned back.
Return,
it just comes back.
Banish it until the end phase. Wait, I thought every time when something comes back, you get to pick. Interesting.
The things that come back in like special summon back, yes. Fairly certain.
I can check.
You can check though. I can almost summon tour guide here. Actually, do I summon tour guide here?
Sure.
Let me think for a moment.
Yep.
I almost summon Unizombie instead, actually. This is okay.
Yep.
Okay. Soul charge. Soul charge is okay.
I'm thinking. You still have something to modulate with Unizombie. You have a lot of targets, but you can get at most 3, which is most likely what you're getting. It is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but no effects from me for it. So
okay. I would like to special summon a Farfa, a tour guide, and a volcanic scatter shot.
Yeah. And then Farfa dies because the condition.
Oh no, not Farfa. Fuck. Farfa's bad idea here. My bad. I forgot that it doesn't get negated. Like every time I use soldiers, I'm like, guys, everything's
also,
gonna get negated, right?
3,000 life points, not 300.
Wait, what? Oh, how the fuck? Oh, it's because I was holding my fucking push to talk button, bro. This sucks. This is ass. Then I would like to activate the effect of Unizombie targeting Volcanic Scattershot to send from my deck to the graveyard a zombie monster to increase its level by 1. And then anything on this?
Then I mean, that doesn't matter. So Scattershot is now, so this makes a 6. You don't have a way to make Rose here.
Black Rose is not in the set.
Yeah, but it's just, I'm trying to think, because, like, I mean, you only have 1 for Bryonac. These burn me for... Honestly, I think... What am I most afraid of is the question. No, it has to be this one. I'm firing off a fire like here. And I'm popping The level increase scatter shot, Unizombie, and tour guide by sending my own Dante and my Virgil.
Okay. And these get sent.
And those are sent, so Virgil doesn't proc because it needs to be destroyed, but Dante does, so I will add it to my hand. Also, I forgot to resolve Scarm last turn. I will also do that. I will get Graph, and then my Scarm.
That's unfortunate.
I will do tour guide for Scarm.
Okay. Then
also I take 500 from the scatter shots.
Yes. I would like to take a card from my hand and place it on top of my deck.
Mm-hmm.
To special summon.
So I think like you having access to a
Spreader.
Synchro 4 is less likely than a 5.
There is a Synchro 4 that I think I could have got out, but it was not worth it. And then because of the fact that I do not in fact have any good options for this, I will just go for Sky Cavalry Centauria. And if you have something to get rid of this, it's GG. I would have, like, if I didn't have to use Soul Charge this turn, I would
do
probably
have Whiskers and Phase. I would like to use Travel and the Burning Abyss. I will get back Virgil and Dante, and then Virgil obviously can spin that. Cool.
Man.
But yeah, I literally have nothing to do here.
I'm double checking.
Yep. I'll pause the recording for a little bit. And hey, honestly, with how bad game 1 was, like, I got worried that this was going to be a blowout, but we got a game 3.
Game 1 was like a magical kind of bad in its own right?
I mean, yeah, but it's so like, there's always something said in the precedent, so, you know.
Yeah. I would like to activate Pot of Greed.
Seems pretty good.
Then I would like to activate Pot of Duality to
and now we remember that you are not allowed to special summon during this.
Yes, correct. I would like to add to my hand a Volcanic Rocket.
Okay.
Because
so
I
you
don't think
don't have another rocket in hand. At least I know.
Mayhaps that is the case. Who knows? I would like to normal summon Volcanic Rocket to add to my hand a Blaze Accelerator.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I would like to set 4. Pass.
Sure.
You didn't see which one is the Blaze Accelerator, right?
Yeah, no. I don't know why I bugged that last time, but now I didn't.
Now my guy actually has to blind.
Yeah.
You've just been seeing all the good cards I said because I immediately set a next number of cards. Oh my god.
Honestly, this doesn't make sense, but it would be funny. So I'm actually just gonna do this. Just because if it hits the Blaze Accelerator, it's funny.
It is kind of funny because you're fucking cringe.
I mean, this will reveal that this is another one, and this is another one, and that this is one of the fucking soul transgression of a new migration prophecies.
I'm gonna draw 2 cards off this Volcanic Rocket because I control no special summon monsters.
I will also draw 2 cards.
Damn, bro. How did you do that?
Normal tour guide.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's get out. This is actually now interesting. I'll get out. Yeah, we'll just get out a Scar.
Yep.
Is that okay?
That is okay.
I will overlay these 2 for good old Dante. Is this okay?
That is okay.
How hard do I want to go and not fear another Blaze Accelerator? That's the question here. And let's go a little bit. We'll special summon out a Calcab.
Yep.
And also a Farva.
Yep.
And then we will overlay these 2. for Dante number 2. We'll call him Nero.
That's not how this works.
But I can give him a nickname.
I'm pretty sure Nero is a card.
In Burning
No, not Nero.
Abyss?
Fucking Virgil is a card.
Yeah, no.
There's the. What is the fusion call? Fusion call? Because there's the fusion still, and I never remember what that is.
I actually have no idea. All right, when I'm detaching,
it's just Dante.
Yeah. Oh, that's cringe. That's cringe. Yeah. We'll detach Call Cab for Dante. You can have, I guess, this back to your hand.
No, not yet. Not yet. Mill 3 first.
Sure.
Dante resolves first.
Pot of Greed, a Farfa, so we can banish something if we want to. I don't think I care unless you're actually summoning something, and then a Scarm.
Dante resolves first, so I would like to activate Trapped Extrapole Nightmare on Dante to negate its effect. That is why it's relevant.
Yep, but I target this, so it's kind of whatever. So.
Well, no. The reason why that's relevant is because like you get to retarget, because that's you don't activate this thing's effect when it gets into the graveyard. It's after Dante's effect has resolved. You get less. You get to choose from like less options. So
I still want this one.
No, but if I activate that thing, that's the point.
But yeah, I don't care about these. I have Scarm for end phase, so I don't need to worry about Scarm here. We'll detach the tour guide for this one. It's a Pot of Avarice, another tour guide, and a Alec. Sure. Get this volcanic rocket guy negated. And then we'll go Battle Phase, swing for 600. Dante comes to defense. Main 2. I think that is all she wrote. And phase, we will add to our hand the third copy of our tour guide before we get rid of it as well. And then it's back to you, gamer.
Base Accelerator. Vanish. Add a rocket.
Yep.
Normal summon the rocket to add a Blaze Accelerator.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Truly wonderful. Then
now the question: do you have more back row in your hand to set alongside that? I mean, you can always cheat and just set a rocket or something.
4.
One of those is definitely a monster.
You can't set monsters.
I know, like not by rules, but you know.
No, like you can't set them in the simulator.
It's true because it's the spell trap, it puts them face up. Yeah.
In the actual game, you definitely can't. It's a very, very good strategy that I highly recommend all Infernity players.
Jeexx, as an Infernity player, approves of this strategy.
I think we should all be allowed to set monsters in our back row.
True. You're so true, bestie. Anyways, I say let's normal summon the tour guide. And let's get out a... Honestly... Yeah, I think it's graph time. And then let us overlay these for our third Dante. You bastard. I mean, if the last card in your hand is Scattershot, then, you know, so be it. Actually, wonder. No, it makes no sense. Let's go this one first for graph.
Yep.
That is okay.
That is okay.
Yep. Then we'll go Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Oh, awesome.
And then,
The
as
Rubik.
this is resolving,
Yep.
I would like to consider my options.
Go for it.
This was the Dante that was summoned this turn, just to make sure.
Yeah, it was the Dante with 2 materials, so that is correct.
And I would like to activate Trap Tricks, Trap Hole Nightmare.
Sure. Dante goes to grave. And then...
Is that... Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then Graph summons out a Burning Abyss from my deck.
You also get to proc Dante's float effect here.
Yep. I'll grab my
So
deck thing.
If we had Ash Blossom in this situation, you could, for example, chain block it, which is fairly relevant.
I think we'll special out. Actually, I have a few options here. I think, though, that we will rather get. Sure. We'll grab out a Sir off of Graph.
Yep.
And then we'll use the Dante to add Rubik to our hand. Special add Rubik. Use it to an R Sir for a Virgil.
On Virgil summon.
Yep.
Blaze Accelerated Reload.
Yep.
Activate its effect. Discard Scattershot.
Yep.
Draw 1. Trigger. Trigger Scattershot. Mill 2 Scattershots to destroy all monsters on your side of the field.
Yep.
Boom. Where is it? Boom. And deal 5,000 damage from that. Then also activate Chain Strike on that to deal another 1.2.
I guess it's this, and then yeah.
Actually, no, I can't do that. I fucking realized. It's got multiple cards in the chain now.
All right.
Yeah. I would have activated on the first Scattershot, which I'll just do that because it'll mean that it's gone. So 800 damage instead.
800. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
Wait, no, fuck. I can't because it's chain link. No, it is. It works. It works.
Yeah, because it's 2 or
higher.
it can't be chain link 2, so it's still fine. So.
It's the wording is really weird because it always makes me think that you can activate this card only after 2 cards have been activated.
Yeah, but it's like the second card because chain link 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good old Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, then my stuff gets popped. I get a add from Virgil and or draw from Virgil, and then Dante grabs 1, and Sir summons me something from my grave, which
You can summon Virgil.
I can summon Virgil. I'm thinking, do I want that, or I haven't normaled yet this turn. All my Dantes are gone, which is my issue here. What happens when I have a Scarm for the end phase? I mean, even if I do this, I think I'm going for that anyway. Honestly, I think I will get Virgil. It's just the most value in this position for me.
Yep. And it also allows you to do many things.
Yes, and also gets me more draws. And then the Dante will add to my hand. I haven't used Farfad this turn, so I could special that.
I'm trying to think because there's no way I can prevent that. Because Virgil will always hit the board. Because even if I pop Sir before that, you can always, because Rubelan was already on the board.
Yeah.
You can always get that thing back. Although if I just popped it on Sir being summoned, then you still have enough to make more than enough of a relevant board. So regardless of what the end state is, if I don't do it like
I
sooner or later. Unfuck.
I think
Especially
we'll.
because not Virgil isn't once per turn, so.
Yeah, no, nothing here in the extra deck is once per turn, which is funny.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what do I want from Dante here? Honestly, I think the best play is to just get a Dante.
Yeah, like recycling Dante's is the
because
main
that's the
reason
thing.
why
Like,
these are so good.
I don't have Taste right now, and honestly, fuck it. I would like to attempt to Soul Charge here.
Go for it.
Let's get a Rubik. Stuff that I haven't used yet. It's not a battle phase, but I feel like it sets me up for the turn nicer. Farfa I haven't used. Let's go for Farfa. Colcap I haven't used. Let's go for that. And then the last one, everything is used, so it doesn't matter. I guess I'll grab a... something that I want for later. Maybe. Yeah, let's go for graph.
Yep.
And then we'll overlay. Oh yeah, let me pay my cost first. A little hesitant to do this, obviously, because you're playing Burn, which, like, I think Burn is a good meta call for this episode specifically because of Soul Charge. So
yeah, I was
definitely pick
like,
a good one for that.
I think because Volcanic Burn was like Volcanics as a deck and Chain Strike were popping up again around this time with like Blaze Accelerator Reload. They were also played, I think, with Heroes, if I don't remember if I remember correctly.
I'll bounce this back to your hand.
This thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but
What are you doing, bro?
Virgil. What?
You can have
oh yeah,
two.
True.
If you have Metaphys Horse, you can just do that.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely have a thing that I want to go for here, but yeah, that is true. But I'll do the overlay first, obviously, because I don't want my other stuff to get popped, and then I'll go for the horse. So just like I went in the other sign, and then the negation doesn't matter.
You can negate Blaze Accelerator Reload.
Yeah, it's permanent. Yeah, honestly, I mean, sure. It's the only thing that does something, so I'll do that. I didn't realize it's... Are you... Wait, is this... Oh yeah, the normal monster is this turn. I was like, I swear it was like this turn, but yeah, the normal is this turn, and then that is... honestly, I'll summon Dante. I have a lot of fodder in my grave already. I have just summoned Dante in defense already, and...
You should summon it defense 100%. I don't think there's any reason to not summon it defense here.
I'm not sending the effect, obviously, this turn, so it doesn't matter. I don't think I know any cards in your hand, because this is the second rocket, and then that is the second. Yeah, I don't know the cards in your hand. I know one of them is back row that I just sent back there, but that is all she wrote. And then Anaphase will resolve Scarm, and I will grab... That is interesting. I think I'll just get... Honestly, I'll get the Rubik. And go for it, gamer. This has been an explosive game, both sides.
Yeah, it's been overall pretty good.
I'm definitely worried for my life points here.
Soul Charge.
Yep. I think that's gonna be all she wrote, but I got nothing for that.
Scattershot. I'm a summon Rocket too for the fuck of it.
Sure.
And I'm gonna lose 4,000 life points.
Yep.
And I'm gonna add a...
No, you just need any sort of damage, and that's gonna be enough, because...
I'm gonna add reload with it, and then... Now the question is, how do I go about this specific?
Mm-hmm. You're very deep into your deck, and we only see one change strike thus far, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think I will overlay nothing actually.
I'm like, you don't want the
I
battle.
can make the thing that is indestructible by battle, so
Yeah.
you would have to deal with it like using Dante, but then I can't activate it like on demand really.
Yeah, that's
But
the
at the
thing.
same, I would like to put this thing into defense. There
Sure.
we go.
I can definitely see now, though, like why you were apologizing.
Yeah, because like we're in a stalemate where I gotta think for myself here, but like at the same time, you're in a position where like you popped one good card in this set, and I'm like, you're gonna die, bro.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at the stands. You're gonna die, bro. We're
Yeah,
gonna make it happen.
last episode, dude, play silver bullets for my deck, and now, like, obviously, there's a clear power card that we're gonna play, and dude, like, silver bullets stat with his whole deck. Damn.
But I think because this is the like similarly when you played Selvins,
Yeah.
I felt like this is kind of a
Do
similar
not
thing.
remind me of that. Or in this
I'm
episode, it
I'm
never happened.
I'm so sorry. I'll set.
All right, so all I know, because that's not two change strikes, so now all I need is just to blind hit the change strike and I win.
Pass.
Sure.
On draw.
Yep.
But accelerate load and 2 change strikes. GG.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. Because it works in a really weird way where you can activate 2 of them at the same time, even though it says you can't activate them if multiple are in the chain. But it only applies when multiple have been activated previously. So I cannot activate a 3rd chain strike.
I mean, yeah, why couldn't you? Because it's or higher. Blaze Accelerator is chain 1, Chain Strike is chain 2, and this is chain 3.
I mean specifically that the wording is you cannot activate this card if multiple cards with the same name are in that chain. I think it should apply that if you would activate this card and there are then multiple cards of the same name in that chain, it should also prevent that from activating. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, that way. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's why this works. That's why I can deal like fucking. How much is this? 2,000 damage. I think 2,000 damage. Yeah, exactly.
That's actually pretty funny that the like because there's no way that they're trying to like stop 3 change strike because that's Miracle Land, but like it's pretty funny that they clearly you're playing You're so stupid. They like they're clearly like that's exactly what they're trying to stop, but then they're actually just no. They've worded it in a way where the thing that they wanted to prevent with the wording actually doesn't prevent shit.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I could have sworn that you cannot activate 2 chain strikes in a chain. I could have sworn.
I mean, that it would make sense, but it's like, hey, by the way, the thing that this text is trying to prevent actually doesn't prevent.
That's what I was like. I was researching specifically how Chain Strike works. Also, the card that I got these off of is Soul Strike, which gave me access to Soul Charge as well. But then I also played Soul Transition in game 1 because I felt like, well, Volcanic Rocket, Unizombie are both normal summons that I'm most likely gonna do. Unizombie because it allows me to thin out and it's gonna become a level 4 normal summon monster, so that's gonna work. And I'm gonna have a Plague Sweater Zombie the next turn for whatever place I want to do. And then I obviously ran into the issue that I never drew both at the same time.
Yeah.
So I just decided I'm gonna side out of all these and put my ceasefires in, which we also had through the Astral Pack, which is like this thing alongside Lava Golem.
Very good for your deck.
Yeah, it's like especially like against
Lava
burning
Golem
like imagine
the Astral Pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I got it from Go Golem Golden Form. I specifically went like, I need one more brick because I know that there's cards in this set that I cannot out like effectively with my deck. So I'm gonna put in Lava Golem as another thing that can burn you for like game.
Now,
because for example, in this situation, a single chain strike when that effect triggers would have been enough.
Why were you playing 43 cards if you're playing Polymerization just to have another card that counts from the set?
Blaze Phoenix,
Yeah,
the
you were
burning
playing it. All
bombardment
right. Because
bird.
I saw this in the what's his face. I don't remember if I talked about that in the set breakdown. I don't think I did because it was pretty lengthy. So I was trying to speed through it, but I saw like Blaze Phoenix in there, and like I didn't think like about like full burn, but I was like this like in the set where we also have soul charge is kind of mean.
Yeah, this is slightly like a part of the reason why it's also in here. Like this, actually, part of the reason why I built a burn deck is revolving around a lot of the good burn cards that I had access to. But the actual epiphany was when I realized that I could get Chain Strike out. But this thing, like, absolutely was a part of that too. Because I've seen an Ignite deck that can just fucking burn through everything.
I mean, this
And it's kind of fun.
was banned for how many years?
It's
Like,
not.
wait, was it not? Is it, I know it's
No.
not anymore. Was it Blade? Wait, was it? Am I thinking of another card? It was some. It was. Wait, I swear Blaze Phoenix was the card. Which one am I thinking? There was a Burn Phoenix card that was banned for multiple years. So that's why I'm like, is it not this one?
No, it shouldn't be this one because this has only been limited and specifically in the OCG where they played like fucking FTK Turbo because the OCG loves FTKs.
Which one am I thinking that?
There's also
It is literally. I remember it's a fusion monster that burns.
so there was another archetype in this set called Gem Knights, which is notorious
I like
for
how you say like
FTKs.
yeah, it's basically Brilliant Fusion and the Gem Knight FTK is all that shit was used for, and that's why
Yeah,
Garnet is a thing. Wait, where's
yeah.
oh there we go.
I considered playing Gem Knights for just purely like Gem Knights, and then I realized fuck, Gem Knights in this set are specifically for the burn variant pretty much. You get Lapis Lazuli, which is the burn card. It's kind of cringe, so I decided I'm gonna actually play a proper burn deck if I'm gonna play one, and I figured this pile that I made functions mostly because of these fucking things.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Pot of duality, pot of greed. I'm gonna put those in. Hell,
Hell yeah.
I think this is like one of the last few times that we actually get access to duality and greed, though, because I don't think pots like pot of cards start running out at this point. I think we have 3, 4 more.
We have desires, we have extravagance, we have
Excittiveness, which is a weird one.
there's the banish 3 or 6 random ones from your extra deck and draw 1 or 2 respectively. That's extravagance. Then you desire was face down top 10 of your deck. What else is there?
There's prosperity, which is
Oh, yeah,
3 to 6 cards of your choice, and then there's acquisitiveness,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
target 3 banished cards and shuffle all 3 into the deck and draw 1, which is actually a really good card against like ABC. Like that card is really good against ABC.
Oh yeah, true.
And then Pot of Forbidden is also in here. So we have 5 more actually. 5 more.
Is it part of the forbidden? It's the 2 tribute.
Yeah. The flip monster that has
Yeah.
Trunade, Pot of Greed, Raigeki, and Forceful Sentry.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
think.
cool. I find it funny how one of these effects is no longer like forbidden at all.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you got scammed.
It is how it is, but not like 90% of the time you wouldn't just be drawing 2. If for whatever reason you're running the card, because I mean the first problem that you run into is running that card.
There is a deck that played this. It's Prediction Princess, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Prediction Princess. They can like turbo out some flip monsters. Yeah, you can spell summon 1 flip monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position, and you summon that thing, and you just fucking use their effects to flip it face up. I think if Pot of the Forbidden had every single power spell on it, that would be fucking sick.
Like
Imagine.
literally just everything.
Yeah, you just have like Change of Heart, you have Pot of Greed, you have fucking Trunade. You could have Heavy Storm on it too, just for the fuck of it. Raigeki. At the time, Duster was also banned. What else is there? What else? Old power cards. Last well. Just give it last well.
Imagine if part of the Forbidden just says like active one of the effects of the Forbidden cards.
That would be
I think
Magic would have that card. That would be
literally would. Like, imagine, like, honestly, a 2 tribute set monster doesn't sound that bad if I can. I mean, it still sounds bad, but definitely people would find some degenerate ways to use it multiple times. If it's like, so you're saying I can get access to Graceful Charity or Painful Choice in the year of our Lord 2024?
I'ma do it.
I mean, absolutely
Fuck.
people would. That would be degenerate. But
It's fucking crazy.
overall, like, I felt like a really fun episode that we had today. And Burning Abyss, like, always been a deck that I figured like I'll probably enjoy playing, because it's kind of like you always basically have plays available to you, and it's definitely one of those decks that I'm like 99% sure we'll see in the second anniversary episode, like myself play, because we also get access to Fiendish Rhino Warrior before the second anniversary episode, so you can actually like play a really powerful variant of BA, and I think I'm definitely going to be piloting that as one of my decks in the anniversary.
Bro,
Yeah.
I just noticed I forgot to take out one of the cards that I was originally thinking of using to adding Call of the Haunted to my deck. So I just had Godam's Second Call in my deck for no gain.
You just flip that shit. I was like, this is where I get some X-Sabers, baby.
I was thinking about playing MX Saber as well, but then I realized I don't have targets for it. But to return back to
was Second Call in the main set?
yeah, it's in the main set. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I'm pretty sure we talked about like not like the side set stuff. Obviously, not giving you stuff, but I guess I just overlooked it because I'm like, I'm not gonna talk about X-Sabers in a set breakdown for the last set of 2024 or the first set of 2020. No, 2024, 2014 or 2015.
I think it's the first set of 2015. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cause it's true, because the like New Challenger was the last one in 2014. You're right.
Next, the real Yu-Gi-Oh starts next set.
All right. I'm playing Necros. I'll lay it out immediately. Now the question is, how fucking degenerate do we want to make the episode?
Question. When is the next starter deck episode? Structure deck episode?
It is still a few. It is episode 92. Our next one is going to be episode 86. Yeah, Clash of Rebellion is the one where you need to throw. So, for context, Jeexx obviously a hero fan, and the structures pitted against each other are Hero Strike and the absolute garbage that is Synchron Extreme or some other garbage. So, yeah.
Why did bro say it like that?
What?
Hero fan.
You know exactly
the disdain. The disdain in your voice.
You know exactly. Man. But yeah, so expect the jankiest deck in this entire series to come out of Jeexx in Clash of Rebellion, just so he can somehow. Oh, whoops! I happened to lose this episode.
Guys, don't tell him about the fact that Trick Clown and Hat Tricker are in that set. Don't tell him about Damage Juggler. Do not speak of Pepe in that set, guys.
You can talk all about this Pepe person that you keep glazing, but what I can say is there's a lot of Gemini Red Eye support in that set, and the funny thing is that I'm honestly, like, by the looks of it, I'm most likely going to play Gemini Red Eyes in that. So it's not like you need to really try to make it convincing how you're gonna lose to a pile of Gemini Red Eyes.
I'm playing Cosmo before Cosmos get any good stuff.
I mean, you can do what you want to do, but like, I don't mind if like you like build garbage there, but obviously. Let's at least have a set where it's not like, oh, the first game starts and immediately, all right, I had a bad opening hand, so admit defeat. Let's at least, like, you at least
surely I wouldn't do that.
You need to at least make it convincing. Like,
don't worry, I'm gonna do it.
if you make it obvious that you've lost in other ways than just by building a pile of dog shit, but like that I'm perfectly fine. Like if you want to just build an unusable deck, that's perfectly fine. But whatever you come in there with, if you're accidentally intentionally losing, I'm playing Hero Strike no matter the results, and you can eat my ass. So
I'm gonna be honest. I cannot see myself building a deck that just sucks from this set, because this set
I
has
can.
a
Play
lot.
red
Like no,
decks.
legitimately. Like ignoring the cards that nobody and their mother wants to fucking play.
Like
Nobody
the red
gives a
eyes.
fuck about red eyes. Who the fuck cares
The
about red eyes?
potential is
Dude, the
limitless.
potential of Joey Wheeler, guys.
This dude doesn't watch enough
Fucking
Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh.
man. But you know,
But no.
just to get back to Burning Abyss.
Yeah.
Burning Abyss at this point, as you probably saw in this matchup, no matter what I did, my fucking Blaze Accelerator, irrelevant. Legitimately relevant. Every time I do anything to you, you get shit back. You float things back. You have infinite recursion. And it's like, that's exactly why Burning Abyss, for the longest time, kept topping. Because Burning Abyss was really flexible. It had a really, really strong like core in itself. Like Farfa, while like only being a one-turn thing, you can do a lot of things with a lot of the like jank bad Burning Abyss cards, and you can play a lot of really good cards around them. Like for example, Burning Abyss, once Darklaw comes out, starts playing, for example, Mask Change 2 sometimes, so they can have a one-sided Macrocosmos effect that rips shit from your opponent's hand. And they also can use that to set up their own shit because they get to discard a card. Like Burning Abyss as a whole is honestly, like in my mind, the best archetype in terms of structure. It's not oppressive in
It's
the way
definitely up
that
there.
yeah, it's not oppressive in the ways that like a lot of other archetypes are nowadays, where it feels like when you get your end board out, I don't know what the fuck to do. I
Yeah,
don't have any like approaches to this.
that's the thing. Also, I guess we'll consider this our podcast section while just rambling about like sets and archetypes and stuff like that. Burning Abyss is very similar to me. That like if I think of like tier element and it's tier 04, where it's like it's a tier 0 format. Burning Abyss obviously never even I don't think it was
Never.
ever even close to tier 0. It was always
No,
like
because
good
of
deck,
shadows
but yeah,
and
that was
everything
always
else. Right?
that's the thing. Like there was always like good, usually better decks around it. So, but it's a similar thing where it's like a really consistent deck that like always has plays available, but it doesn't prevent your opponent from playing. And I think like those are the best good archetypes to have, because Jeexx sent me that. That's why I'm glancing off into my second monitor. Is like those are like the best archetypes to have, because it's like you always get to feel like you have agency in the game, and your opponent, like you don't just go like, all right, 4 negates and prevent you from spell summoning from extra deck board. Have fun with that. Also, I have 2 hand traps. It's like that's not fun to
So what the
play
fuck do you?
against.
Yeah, what do you do at that point? You just sit there like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? I'll try. Nope. Okay, I'll try. Nope.
It's
Okay,
like
pass.
if
GG.
unless you have some like super convoluted crazy line to out it, and then you just win immediately because obviously your opponent set everything up there, or like okay, I do a bunch of stuff, I set up my graveyard a little bit, and now I have a 2500 defense guy sitting there, and you
And once
can
he
play the game.
dies, I get another guy.
Yeah,
And then that guy, when he dies, gets me another guy. And when that guy dies, I get to do stuff. Or if you don't kill that guy, I get to play things on my next turn, and then things happen.
yeah,
And then it's just versatile.
and it's
So
like it's still to this day like it's playable as a rogue deck,
yeah,
and it came out
like
10 years ago.
especially. Um,
Hmm?
what did you say like that? What did you have to say? Why did you have to say that? What?
Okay,
What
you made it
possessed?
weird.
You possess
We were just talking
the
earlier about how this was the first set of 2015.
man. I didn't. No, 2015. That's like 4 years ago, though. It's 2019. What do you mean?
Yep,
It's
sure is.
2020. You know, it's
Sure
right around the
is.
corner. You know, we're.
Almost entering a new decade. Yep, but it's not the decade that you're thinking of. In a year's time, we'll
But
be
yeah,
closer to 2030 than 2020,
yeah.
which is
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like
that
honestly,
is like
baffling how
genuinely
fast
like
this decade has
throwing
gone.
that thought out there like now just made me think about it, and it's like whoa.
Yeah, it just comes out of fucking nowhere. But like to actually continue praising Burning Abyss a little, even after they get hits, like they finally got a hit. Not Burning Abyss specifically, but the Burning Abyss archetype finally got the hit that it has always deserved, which is the banning of Beatrice. That took 10 years, almost 10 years for that to happen. And the video that I sent you is basically about like how Dante evades the fucking ban list while everything else around him just keeps going on it. He just sits there and keeps fucking swinging, milling 3, and going to the fence.
Honestly, it's so accurate to if you just think of the whole like Dante's Inferno thing. It's like Dante is just chilling there in this fucking Inferno and everything is just fucking dying around him. Like everything is going to shit. And he's just there like, yep.
It's just a guy
Just
like,
another day.
yeah. Like he's just telling Dante all about the shit that's happening, and then Dante just has to kind of exist. Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
And also, side note, Tour Guide is such a strong card. It's always been a strong card during like Zexal and onwards. But from here on out, the fact that if you can play it in Burning Abyss means that you will always get a Dante up until like when normal summons become like playmakers, play starters. Up until that point, like Alistair, for example, or Alistair is probably my favorite, like best example.
Yeah, I mean,
of that.
it's probably the most iconic. Is like that. There's a reason why normal Alistair is a meme. So
yeah. So up until that point, Tour Guide is like
sick archetype,
one
by
of
the way.
the
Invoke,
best.
one of my favorite archetypes in the entire game, ever.
Bro, literally laughing at hero players when he's just playing heroes. It's just heroes, man.
It's heroes, but with a cooler concept than just being Super Sentai.
But like the heroes being Super Sentai is the cool part.
I was never into Power Rangers. Sorry.
Damn.
I always thought
fair,
it looked really goofy.
One.
So
actually, we had 2, right? We had
Mighty
Dino
Morphin
Thunder,
and
and we had Mystic Force as well.
But then we had more. We definitely.
I never saw Mighty Morphin on TV.
We definitely. I swear.
We had the dinosaur one.
Mighty Morphin.
We had the dinosaur one. We had the movie, the Mighty Morphin movie. We got that translated into or subbed. Sorry, not translated, of course, because fuck Finland. But
wait, dubbed into Finnish would have got foolish. Actually,
that would have been.
You know, honestly, if they translate Power Rangers and dubbed it in Finnish, okay,
that would have been it.
That would be a different story. But yeah, I never got into it. I as a kid, I always just thought that it looked goofy, and unfortunately, I never got past that. So,
bro didn't grow out of it.
That's fair.
Can't believe it. But yeah, it's overall Burning Abyss is, especially later when we start to get more additions to it, like PK Fire. PK Fire is a deck that I just think of the
Shout
name
out
of.
Ness mains. Your character is actually pretty cool in Ultimate.
Yeah, guys, your character is very cool in the game. That game, I know the game you're talking about.
I mean, you know the game.
Guys, I've actually played Earthbound, unlike you guys, so, get the fuck out.
Gates keeping a game character is crazy.
Bro, you ain't played Earthbound?
You're
fuck
not
off.
a true fan if you haven't played these games that they don't want to fucking translate in.
Bro, none of the Joker players have played Persona. No Joker player who has played Smash has played Persona. They don't own a PS4, and now they don't own a computer.
You know what? I literally Joker and Smash is the reason why I got Persona 5 Royal. Like literally.
There we go. Yeah.
But Joker, one of my 2 favorite characters in Smash, and I was like, you know what? This guy's cool. I've always seen the aesthetic of Persona, and it's like it's a JRPG. I am not JRPGs are not for me. It's literally being okay, Pokemon because I grew up with it and that's it. But actually had a really good time with it, and this is also a wake-up call for me. I need to continue my playthrough because it's genuinely a lot of fun. I think really enjoying the game.
You didn't clear the first castle yet, did you?
The last thing that I did, I'm 99%. The last thing I did was the first time I ever infiltrated the second castle. That's where I stopped. I'm literally at the entrance of the second castle.
Okay. So
I'm,
you
I'm
met Madarame,
yeah.
and you got the. No, actually, I don't think you got the weird scenes yet with Yusuke and An, which are like questionable in nature.
Yeah,
It's
the second castle is the last thing that I still know something of, because at one
alright.
point I was watching a person, I think it was John Awesome, if I remember that correctly. Shout out. Dude's really good at narrating stuff and knows a lot about Persona. But I was watching that dude's like 100% run, but I think it was the original P5, not P5R. And I saw like I'm pretty sure I saw the ending of the second castle. I saw definitely like very close up to it, and I do know what the final boss looks like. But after that, I'm gonna enter a mode of basically being fully blind to it. So that's pretty cool and exciting.
Yeah.
So, but that's definitely something that I want to continue, and it's something that I am exclusively, if I'm playing it, I'm exclusively playing it in the stream. So twitch.tv/Weebfox, and if I'm not playing Sparking Zero or a gacha game, probably that game.
Hell yeah.
But I
Remember that
definitely
name.
want to get back to it. It's
Yeah.
genuinely a lot of fun. I do want to see. It's just like currently it's just being like, okay, since I have my classes that I'm teaching right now, that's taking obviously a lot of time. Then like most evenings, like we finally actually have like, it feels like high school again, where we're actually like almost every day like we're playing as a group a MOBA. Now it's just Deadlock instead of League, which is really sweet. And also doing a lot of Sparking Zero stuff because I'm really enjoying that game. So when one of those dies down a little bit or I get more free time, then we'll definitely jump back to it, because it's I want to get back to it for sure. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I originally played the original P5,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a lot of the things that happen in P5R, but I have not got around to playing it because I simply had no motivation to play the game again, because I already spent like 200 hours playing the game. So,
Yeah, that's very much fair. And okay, final thing before I want to talk a little bit about Secret Forces, but then we'll get out of here. Best girl.
Cool.
It's a question. I'm posing this question to you.
In Persona 5,
In the P5 or P5.
they're all shit. Bro, I played all the other Persona games. They're all shit in P5.
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the last episode that you ever see. We're canceled after this. Jeexx is gonna be found dead on the street.
Like the only character in that game who is worth considering at all is Saya.
Nah. It's Satsakemi, the medicine lady, the doctor. That's peak. Oh, honorable mention, the girl with red hair who I don't remember. Because she's cute.
The new character that they added for Royal, Pucci.
I haven't seen a lot of her, but she's like she always had like very wholesome interactions, seems very prim and proper, and she's cute. But
yeah,
the doctor,
I don't know enough about.
The doctor gets my vote for sure.
I mean, yeah, I guess if
Persona
fans,
I'm on your side, and I think their characters
Persona
are actually
fans,
cool.
You have not played a single other Persona game, and you have not played a Persona game. You have not. Don't pretend.
Right.
You go to that one website. You put in that character's name, and you just look at the pictures, bro. You don't play the game. Fuck off. People don't play video games. You jerk off all day.
All right, Unk. It's definitely been 10 years since Burning Abyss came out. This dude is getting old and grumpy. But yeah, before we get canceled and you start shit talking.
I played Persona 4 in 2011, guys. I've been playing Persona before you were born.
If you were born after 2011.
I hope I didn't scare you. I'm sorry your parents are letting you watch this.
I was gonna say, if you were born after 2011, let us know, but that would be one of the weirdest things you can ever, like, hey, if you're 13, let us know. Please don't. If you were born after 2011, keep that shit to yourself. Do not
Do not tell me that you
Do not to
exist.
do anything
Please, I
on
beg
the
you.
internet until you're
should
like
not be
16
real.
or 17. You're gonna regret that shit in 5 years, and you're
Yeah.
gonna look at that shit and be like, what the fuck was that?
I can vouch for this as someone who has been on the internet since they were like 11. I would not recommend you ever go on the internet app when you're 11. The number of times I've interacted with weirdos on the internet is very, very
11
high
is fucked
when
up.
I have been underaged. You know,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank you
You know,
so much to my parents for like, okay, I made a Facebook when I was 13, and I made a YouTube channel and a when I was what was I? I was 15. But like I was not doing shit on the internet. I was playing outside. I was doing sports. I was imagining myself and my friends as Yu-Gi-Oh cards and playing like that. And
That's
honestly,
base.
great childhood. Shout out to the
I
parents
agree.
who actually, make your kids go outside and make them actually do sports and shit, because they're gonna talk shit to you now, but they're gonna appreciate it a lot when they're older.
Hell,
And
parenting advice from Weebfox.
yes, I'm definitely very qualified, because I want to be a parent at some point, so I'm definitely qualified at the ripe age of 26 to tell you parenting advice. No, you're probably doing a great job if you're a parent, so shout out to you. That shit is hard. Almost as hard as dealing with shit summoned with Jin releaser of rituals. So, final thing before we get out of here. Secret Force next time. I'm playing Necros. Are we playing a mirror?
Ritual Beasts right now. I'm gonna play Ritual Beasts.
Okay, cool.
Let's not play Jin.
Yeah, I was gonna
Release your
say
rituals.
the other Jins, fine. Releaser of Rituals, one of the worst designs cards ever released in Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically imprinting another line of text onto a card when you use it's fucking stupid.
But it was printed in like 2009.
When they were smoking dick at the office. Like, those people were stoned out their ass when they designed that card. So I just was like, can we agree to not play that? And there
Yeah.
is also Vanity's Emptiness in the set.
I would prefer not to play Vanities.
Yeah, I'm like,
Because
it's something we can deal with. We have MST, but if both of us are actually trying to do spell summoning stuff and do cool stuff in a set, which actually the power level is very high, and there's a lot of potential for cool stuff to happen, Vanity's Emptiness is not something that is ever talked about when you talk about cool stuff, unless you want to specifically stop that. So
the fact that there's like multiple formats where Vanities is legal and people just didn't play it, like at 3,
yeah.
is kind of crazy to me still.
It's like looking at old card game metas is kind of like looking at Yumi when Yumi was released in League, and for like the first month maybe, like people are like, she's actually bad, when I'm literally looking at an enchanter character, the class where the basically only weakness ever is like, hey, they're frail, and if you jump on their ass they explode, and it's like, hey, by the way, you literally cannot interact with this character until you kill the host. It's like, and then people are like, yeah, she's dog shit. I'm like, we are not playing the same, looking at the same character. It's always like, it's funny to look at. Obviously, hindsight is always an easy thing to fall back on, but I use Yumi as an example because I'm like, day 0 when I saw her kit reveal, it's like, this character is one of the most broken characters ever released in this game, and who could have seen it coming? She definitely was. And it's just like stuff like that where it's like a large majority of the community is like something which, like, you look at it later, it's like, oh yeah, that shit was so obvious. By the time we're like, yeah, it's whatever. It's interesting to look at.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, as somebody who has recently started like dabbling into older formats, the fact that the older formats are now like more codified in a way than they were at the time,
like
because
hat format, like our favorite, we love hat format.
No, I fucking no. Please don't play hat format, guys. Please play gold format, which is hat format. Actually, except it's good.
Play Edison instead. Edison is the coolest retro format.
Edison is the one that has like the
Edison
I
is
would
like the
say-
explosive retro format, and Goat is like the control retro format. Hat is like the control retro format if you enjoy your dick and balls getting squashed by a piano. And if you enjoy that, hey, then that's fucking sick, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The duality of man.
you get
One of us is
better.
like sorry to hear, the one is like, that's sick, dude. But
Hope you get better soon, bro. Man.
if you like hat format, hope you recover from whichever illness you're going through that's causing that. Because no sane person can like, no, we're just joshing around.
I'm sorry.
But
guys.
also, if you like hat format, please, why? I mean, like, tell us why,
legitimately.
not like, please, why.
Legitimately, yeah.
Because
I will read the comments.
I genuinely do not fucking know why.
Maybe
like
this is
that
just a
over
fact of
Goat.
both of us only have seen Hat in regards to the worst of it, and there might be some things in it that are like more interesting that people might love.
If a
like,
format is
I've-
named after the hands plus artifacts plus trap tricks, I don't know how you could spin that to be like, yeah, I mean, Stalin wasn't that bad. It's like,
Oh,
I
we
mean,
need to stop right now before this escalates to a Godwin's Law, I think it's called. You know.
oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
As long as a discussion goes long enough, it goes to a certain Austrian painter that
We're kinda
ended
close.
up painting the walls red.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're a little too close right now, so let's wrap it
yeah,
up.
we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching another episode, and let us know in the comments if you're not uh, under 13. Then let us know that who do you think had the worst take? Me saying that Stalin wasn't that bad, and Jeexx bashing Persona girls. I think.
Oh no, specifically Persona 5 girls. I
Okay,
must
well, you're
assure you,
dead
yeah.
to me, and I will have you hanged
know.
after this episode. So,
There's games with better girls in them, guys. You should probably play the good Persona games sometime. You got this.
Guys, plays Shin Megami Tensei 1 from the 1700s. It is very good. I love when the local town wench shows some ankle and you can give her flowers and ride with your horse into the sunset while collecting grain from the fellow villagers. Guys, please play Shin
Bro.
Megami Tensei from the 1786.
anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Join us next time to find out if we been canceled for one of our viewers' takes, or if we just end up playing some degenerate shit in the Secret Forces episode. But we can guarantee you one thing, and that is actually two things. One is that you will not be seeing Vanite's Emptiness or Gen Releaser of Rituals, and the other thing is that you will definitely see us breaking some game rules as always, because that's the one guarantee with this series. So
That's the name of the game.
with all that being said, though, make sure to increase your relationship with Tatsukemi, and we will see you. I don't know why I became egotistical and only made that about myself.
Damn.
We will see you, hopefully.
Narcissism.
The narcissism, yes. It's started to shine through. So we'll get out of here before I start talking about how great I am. So we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching, and peace.